Chimera from side control, which we covered a few weeks back, and then we'll add in the version with this arm under the armpit. So again, from side control, Carl's making this frame, which is good. Depends on the placement of this arm. Okay. For instance, if it's here, that's bad. Okay. If it's here, not just as bad. If it's here, that's pretty good. And if it's here, that's very good. Okay, so again, from this perspective of it being over my shoulder, that's probably the worst position you should put it. And we showed you, because I basically have the underhook here. But again, when I sit through the step over, Carl's making this frame. So we showed you how to grab the wrist, pin it, then a windshield wiper. And when I step over, I'm bringing my elbow from the outside to the inside, and I get to this secure position here. Again, when he grabs that belt, okay, I bring my elbows back, I glue my chest, okay, to his elbow. Detail, I've isolated his arm. See the way my shin is already over this arm. Okay, I never pull up. It's like a kinetic chain, so it's elbow, shoulder, hip. So it's this to break it. And then I bring it back. Again. From side control, if it's over my shoulder, again, not good for him. Control this wrist as I shin, see me bringing my shin over, still in the cross face, windshield wiper. Stepping over, bringing my elbow from the outside to the inside, filling that space. Already isolated the arm with my shin over the arm. I get the grip, Carl grabs his belt, okay, kinetic chain, gluing this to my chest, elbows back, never pulling up, going the opposite way of the grip. So it's like this type of action here. Bosh. And I'm back. Not just his body's made this frame across my chin, but I can still get the Chimera from here. So we talked about lifting this up as I bring it over, turning my hip. Yeah. So as I pull it up, I feed it to my gi, right hand controls the far hip, and then I switch my hip again, because I want to make sure I get his right arm between my legs. As I step over, I shrug it off to the other side. I grip again. Okay. Grabs the belt again. We showed you how to switch to the leg lapel choke. Okay. Gluing it. Back step. And come around and fill that space. Okay. Again, one more time. Made this frame. It's on my shoulder. Okay. So I use this to make space, so when this comes over, I want it elbow deep. Turn my hip, feed it to my lapel, hand comes to the far hip, and then I switch. So when I step over, I shrug it, shrug my shoulder. Catching it, grabs that belt again, I use the gi, tie it up. Step, into space here. So, let's go back to last week's move. From that boxing hand position, Carl bumps his hips and gets this hand under my armpit here, which is a better position. Okay. Showed you different escapes from there. It's a better position, but I can still attack this and I know what I'm doing. So from here, he's got this position on me, and he's made this hook under my armpit. I want to try and adjust it so that I'm removing the profile. So from here, my right hand is going to grab the crook of his arm, and I'm going to pull it down a little bit, so he's just got the edge of his hand under my armpit. Okay. From here, I'm just going to bring my arm back and bring it underneath. And now I turn my hip just like the last movement. So feed it to the lapel. The right hand comes to the hip, and I switch my hip again. So when I step over, I've isolated that arm. As I step over, I shrug it here, got my grip. So, I'll show you another lock from here. It's called the Capizzi lock or the C lock. Again, it's illegal in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but it's legal in some no-gi grappling and MMA. So from this position, he's got a heavy grip on his gi. maybe I've tried all the other things we've done before, not successful. So from here, my left hand that was on my wrist is sliding to my bicep here. Okay? My right hand is going to go super deep, so I have the sharp bit of my forearm going across Carl's forearm. I'm going to lift my elbow and grab his tricep. Okay? From here, I'm going to raise his elbow, and then I just turn my wrist. Okay, so again, it's like when you go for that cross choke, this movement here in my wrist, so the hand is here, it's just going to do that. Okay, so again, so I'm bone on bone. So he's got his arm in this safe position again, so it's quite hard to attack it. Because remember, if I don't do the things I just did before that, if I try to bring this around, just wait a second, bro. If I try to bring this arm around to attack it, Carl's already putting me back in the door. So before I try to attack it, here, before I bring this arm across, this hand here is going to grip it and pull it down, and I can't bring it across while his arm is still under my armpit. So I bring back my cross face and I weave it under his wrist, sorry. Okay, so from that position, now I turn my hip, feet into my lapel, hand comes to the far hip. In case he tries to shrimp, put me back in the guard. I switch my hips. Okay. As I step over, okay, big shoulder cross, grip. Here. Okay. So try all what we did before. Pressure, elbows back, and maybe I try to break this, doesn't happen. So this hand that's on my wrist travels all the way to my bicep. This one comes through the crook of my arm, so bone to bone. Okay? Lift my elbow, grab his tricep, and all I'm doing with this wrist here is this. Okay? So I'm here, I go for this, all I do is that. Okay? So my bone is driving into his. Again, it's also good, see the way he's got a grip on his belt here? When this arm comes across, I'm really driving it into his hip, so it's really like a wrist lock type movement as well. So I'm super deep. Okay, here, so from this position, this goes straight across, this one travels to my bicep. Okay, as I bring it through, I want this sharp bit of my bone on Carl's. I lift my elbow, grab his tricep. Now I want to elevate that elbow, so I bring it closer to my chest, here, and then I flare my wrist. So that's your Capizzi lock, your C lock from side control, guys.